Okay, here we are back for our 10th video. And what we're going to do today, we're going to make a wooden apple. And this is a piece of cedar, and it lends itself, it's the color of apples. So we make the stem. This is going to be our stem, and this is going to be the apple. So first of all, we need to make the stem. So we're going to put, once again, we've shown you this device many times, show how quick it is. I've probably used this piece 100 times. Put that in there. Now I've got a little hole in there for the stem to fit in. Bring a live center up. Hardly ever use a live center, but this time we need one. Okay, put a little bit of pressure on. Now I'm up the center. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be. There we go. Okay, that's good. Now, so we're going to make a stem first. And here we are once again. If you don't learn to use a skew, this is difficult to do. And remember, skew the cutting tool. Not with that skew. Too dull. This happens to be a piece of babingo with the grit. Super hard. But you have to make the stem out of something that's pretty stiff. That looks good. So now we'll cut that off. And we're not going to sand it. We don't like to sand. Okay, there's the stem. So now, put that aside. And we don't need the tailstock for this operation. And once again, I keep talking about this screw chuck. The neat thing about it, it's so fast, you can use that over and over and over. Now here's the apple. This is a piece of cedar. Looks like a pretty nice piece. Make it good and tight, and then you can tell. If you lose your hearing, turning makes it a lot more difficult because you can hear a disaster that's about to happen. So without good hearing, now I can tell by the sound. I can tell by the sound that that's not as tight as it should be. So we're gonna tighten it up. Now we'll make a sound. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. I don't know about you, but I can hear the difference. Big difference. I love turning cedar. That's a nice piece.
That is a nice looking piece.
It's real nice. Now actually I'm wasting wood here. I normally glue them onto, I normally take a block like this and glue a short piece there. I could have got 2 apples out of this, but I didn't have time to get that done. So first thing we're gonna do is square off the end. One of these days we're going to make a new tool rest. This one's been around a long time. I think we better do a little something here in the front yet. Okay, I like that. We're getting there. Not recommended for beginners, sticking a screw on a piece like that. You can end up wearing it. Okay, now let's make the hole for the stem. Okay, I like that. Now I'm going to drill a hole. This isn't recommended for beginners either. You notice I'm not using a tailstock. I'm just going to put it in there and drill a hole. Wow, it fits. Okay, now we're going to hammer that in. You could put a little bit of glue on it, but it wouldn't hurt. That's not going to work. The wood is so hard that I'm going to have to cheat and bring up the tailstock, center in it to hold it a little bit. I normally use black walnut, but I didn't have any at the time. So now we can knock it right off. Yeah, that Bobingo's some tough stuff. I mean, I'm down there 32nd of an inch in diameter and it still didn't come off. Okay, there's a stem, and I just leave all that funky stuff on the top because it kind of looks like a real stem. I might want to clean that end up a little bit. That doesn't look too hot. There, I like that. Okay, now, finish the outside. So here you can either use the skewer or the gouge, whatever you're comfortable with. Like you should know, all the videos that I've done, you should know by now that I don't like the sand. So we attempt to get it as smooth as possible. Now it's difficult in here, but I'll see if I can get that little bit of a line out of there. There it goes. Okay, we're getting there. A little bit of sanding, and that's pretty good proportion there. We're going to cut it off about here. No sand. Okay, you need very little sanding. I mean very little. And it's still got a couple little lines in there. This is 400 grit. It's way too fine. Yeah, looks pretty good. A little bit of a line there. Okay, now let's get the tool. We're not going to cut it off just yet. We want to put a finish on it, so it looks like an apple. Okay. I think it would look good right about and we concave the bottom a little bit so it'll sit down nice and flat. A little bit of pure carnauba wax, which is hard to find. It's all cut. Looking pretty good. You have to have heat to put carnauba wax on, so you need to have it spinning. Get a good coating of it. Get a piece of cotton, and then we can get that wax to flow around. Keep moving. This is a super hard finish that will take quite a beating. We're not there yet. We need a little bit more wax, a little bit more heat, because I see it's a little streaky. Okay, we're just about there. Okay, let's cut them off. Okay, this is the tricky part, but you got to cut it off and catch it at the same time. Pennsylvania.
Holy smoke. That is just dropped in.